Welcome to 2 a.m. in the morning. We were watching that cluster of thunderstorms coming out of southwest Kentucky. It was a tornadic producer, at least warning producer, when it was coming out of southwest Kentucky. So keep an eye on that cell. We get you to 3:30 in the morning. You're seeing the cells breaking out now in Scott County where wind damage was occurring, and then back to the south and west of it. We talked about the storm doing a loop. It did as it came in. It looped over here over south central Texas and now working its way back out into the Gulf. Now as it continues its track, and again, watch the times, there's Wednesday, Thursday, working its way up the Mississippi Valley, so that by Saturday could indeed be in western Kentucky rain, and some of that may be heavy. Could be impacting parts of the area. So watch the rainfall. This is off the European model. This is on top of what's already come down. And again, these numbers may still be pretty small out here in parts of southeast Texas. We could easily put down another 10 inches or more of rain in places. But watch what happens. The Harvey tracks up the Mississippi Valley. Look at these big numbers coming out of western Kentucky, and if the track is further to the east, some of that heavy rain could indeed make it here. And if you are coming down this way, do be prepared, because it will be a hot weekend here. We're talking temperatures are going to be flirting with 90 and getting more humid as we go across. So again, there's lots of vendors here. I mean, this is the party festival to be this coming weekend. So anything you could possibly want in terms of festival food, lemonade, drinks, all that good stuff's down here. So again, if you're headed this way, they will take care of you. Just be prepared to do it with about 250,000 of your closest friends. It's an agricultural county. Now, it's kind of neat looking around where we're on this farm, which is point zero, ground zero for this. You see all the lights from different media outlets that are doing their live shots this morning as well. They're all up there doing these little generic things. No. We come to the exact location of point zero, maximum eclipse. At that point, the sun, the moon, and the earth will be perfectly lined up 1:24 Central Time when that occurs here, and that's the 100% coverage. That is the point of greatest eclipse. So yeah, let them do their generic. We bring this to you. We're not messing exclusively.
Well, the crowds didn't stick around long after light returned to Hopkinsville, but Bill Meck and Claire Crouch are still there just a few hours after witnessing the total solar eclipse.
Oh, what a day it has been out here. Now, it's been a hot day out here, no two ways around it. The eclipse was actually a welcome reprieve because it dropped the temperature about 10 degrees. Now we've found our blessed mother of shade out here, and it has been a godsend out here because it has been scorching hot. But what an amazing, wonderful day out here. You can tell the excitement really is building back here in the LEX 18 Storm Tracker Weather Center because, of course, as you all know, this is Weather Person's Day weekend. And so, again, we're all making up our final list here for the gifts that we want the great meteorologists to bring and the whole bit, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're excited because, banks are closed this year.
Are we bringing each other gifts? Or
Yeah.
Are people bringing us gifts?
It usually goes to the chief.
Oh, is that
Yeah, so it works its way up the chain of command. All right, so again, yeah, the excitement is building. We hope you'll be able to celebrate the day along with us. Let's talk about our weather, shall we? Oh, Max Track Live Doppler here, 5:15. This is what happens when there's not a lot of weather to talk about. There really isn't. It's been interesting to watch over the last, really, several weeks. And we're looking at our computer models toward the medium ranges. We're talking 4, 5, 6, 7 days out. And there have been huge storms sitting there at that time frame on the models. And then as we get closer to them, they sort of go away. This weekend, not being an exception to that. A few days ago, this was looking like something important coming in. You may not see anything out your window at all. Max Track Live Doppler 5:15 is quiet. So tonight, CCC, clear, calm, and cold. The weekend, though, does get warmer as it goes on. Next week, there are huge swings. Really warm, and again, really cold. Okay, it's like this, down like that. We're doing the production number from Miss Kentucky when Nancy won it. So at some point, I think disco is breaking out, but that's hands up. And that's it. And now your weather. They get it? Then, right? All right, Max Track Live Doppler, here we go. It's a day where not much is going on here, boys and girls. So we are looking out at a quiet picture. We've had a nice quiet stretch. We've had the longest streak of rainless days in Lexington going back to the middle of February. Might end tomorrow, probably not. It likely ends on Friday. We do have a pretty good shot of rain coming in. Weekend, if it doesn't end Friday, it will at some point this weekend. Isolated storms around Saturday, much better rain chance on Sunday. Both days still look to be pretty warm as well.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Meck traveled to South Carolina for an up-close look at how the swirling winds can tear a house to pieces In the Celiax 18 original.
Few images can strike fear into people more quickly than the sight of a violently rotating finger of destruction extending from a cloud. A tornado. You can see the debris flying, you can see the sparks flying as power lines are snapped. Well, even in the smallest tornadoes, the winds can exceed hurricane force. And in the strongest, they can wipe the earth clean. Kentucky is not considered to be part of Tornado Alley. In fact, our part of central and eastern Kentucky only averages about 7 tornadoes per year. The vast majority of these are the smaller EF0s and 1s. But it's their bigger cousins, the EF2s and up, that do the most damage. The last EF2s and 3s in our area, 5 years ago, in that horrible tornado swarm on March 2nd, 2012, when more than a dozen people died and property loss was in the millions in eastern Kentucky. We were the first and only Kentucky TV station to travel to South Carolina and the Insurance Institute for Business and Home Safety and their unique facility that can actually create the wind of a tornado and its effects on a house. These fans and a couple of dozen just like them can simulate the winds of a large hurricane or tornado. They are the ultimate big bad wolf. The Institute built a real house to building code standards similar to Kentucky's inside their wind tunnel to show the effects of an EF2 tornado. That's with winds of 115 to 120 miles per hour.
The average Kentuckian's home is not built to withstand severe wind storms. The types of events that aren't uncommon in Kentucky shouldn't tear the roof off of a house, shouldn't cause a house to be destroyed. And yet we see that happen.
So what does a 115 mile per hour wind look like, and what can it do?
In a lot of cases, it won't. In a lot of cases, you're talking about losses of some wall structure, some loss of roof structure. But generally speaking, you're not totally wiping the slab clean. That would be more EF4, EF5.
By the way, our part of Kentucky has gone more than 40 years without an EF4 tornado. The last ones, and there were 11 of them that day, were on April 3rd, 1974. During severe weather coverage, we always talk about the duck method to stay safe. The downstairs, the under something, the center of the house, and keeping your head down. Well, now you know why we talk about the center of the house. As this house went through tornadic winds, it was the exterior wall that failed. And if you would have been near one of those exterior walls, obviously the results could be catastrophic. So what can you do? Think of your house like your body.
What gives you strength between your bones are ligaments and tendons, the things that tie them together. That's what I would look for in a house. I want to make sure the roof is tied to the walls are tied to each other, and to the floor is tied to the foundation.
There are a couple of things that can be done pretty easily to retrofit your house now. One is attaching hurricane straps or clips to the roof and walls. We were hearing a lot about those after the Lexington Masterson Station tornado. It's important to keep the roof attached. The other, getting a reinforced garage door. Its failure during the test led to the wall collapse. Of course, it's interesting to see how the winds of a tornado damage a house there in real time in a controlled environment. But of course, a tornado is anything but a controlled environment. But they're doing real research there in South Carolina. Part of that research we are now bringing you to you. We're going to be the first place that you're going to hear this new information on how to stay safe in case of severe weather. Now, we've always told you about the duck method for staying safe. We're now calling it C-Duck. The new piece of research, when you have the time, close your interior doors. What that does is it compartmentalizes the damage potential. And of course, everything else then that goes with the duck method that we've talked about here for years. It's just another way for you to stay safe when weather is severe. There's no severe weather in the LX 18 Storm Tracker forecast. It's coming up right after this.